What's going on, guys? Welcome back. I'm Missing, and this is...
Soul Finder 95.
And we're doing our Facepalm today because I spent 5 minutes deciding what we were going to do today right before we started making a video, as I am a horribly lazy individual, as always, so here we are. And today on our Facepalm, we have girlfriend, 25 female, bit by a monkey, now experiencing symptoms. 2 weeks ago, we went to the Amazon rainforest and a wild monkey bit my girlfriend, 25, biological female. When she tried petting it, we didn't think much of it and kept going with our lives. Last Monday, she started feeling discomfort in her jaw, which soon evolved into pain. When she tried opening it, now she has a headache and feels tension and electricity in her trapezius muscle and her neck. I think she might have tetanus, but her jaw pain may also be caused by a bad movement. Should we be worried? Don't. First of all, I want to be honest here. This is part of my ignorance. I didn't realize that monkeys were in the rainforest. But I guess now that I'm thinking about it, that should have been really obvious to me, right?
Possibly, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know though, because when I think rainforest, I don't think monkeys. I think like frogs and
Snakes
monkeys.
and
Yeah.
alligators. Well, not alligators, like crocodiles. And death. And like
Boo.
flowers that are shaped like boobies, so I'm gonna want to suckle on them, but then they're gonna eat me.
Giant ferns and
Yeah.
fly traps. Yeah.
Yeah. Um, don't, don't, don't pet a monkey that's not your own monkey. Which is something that
Oh
I
no.
got told the first time I went to a gay club. Don't beat a monkey that's not yours. Uh,
Yeah. Well, okay. First, I'm assuming the monkey bit her in the face. Like, what happened?
well, no,
Also.
tetanus causes jaw pain. It's one of the first symptoms of.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah, if you ever get bitten by a wild animal and you start getting jaw pain, you should go to a doctor.
Yeah, I don't know why you're posting about it. Just go to the doctor.
Just go to the doctor. Yeah, no, if you get bitten by a wild animal, just go to the doctor. It might be they're posting about it because they're in a place that they don't know and they don't have insurance there, and they're like, I don't know what to do. We're Americans, and they're just like, I guess let's just go to the internet because Americans, we have to pay for everything we go to the doctor for, so we just would rather go to the internet at first, right?
Yeah, that makes sense. I like how it says physician responded. So I
Mm-hmm.
hope they're like, yeah, get to the doctor and
Mm-hmm.
don't pet things that aren't yours.
Yeah, don't beat somebody else's monkey.
Keep your hands and feet to yourself in the rainforest. It's that easy.
Selling her son's birthday presents. We're selling all the toys our 9-year-old just received for his birthday 3 weeks ago. He's been acting out lately and saying that he doesn't believe our religion and wants to be a scientist. We're fine with him wanting to learn, but he should learn about God. We can't tolerate him questioning and backtalking, so we are going to sell everything. Just so you know, we're going to make him watch this happen so the lesson really sinks in. And the money will go to sending him to Bible camp this month.
This has to be a joke.
Okay. So, listen. This might be, but this also does happen.
Correct. I agree. Yeah. 100%. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's fucked up. He's 9. Like he cares about his toys and like
I mean, it seems kind of unrealistic that a 9-year-old has the courage to start dismantling his religion and going against his parents and the church. I mean, that seems.
it also blows my mind that they're looking. That's the thing, is like most of the time, these kind of situations, all they want is blind obedience. And
Mm-hmm.
that's not how the human race works. I feel like most of the time.
It's just psychotic, man. So when I went to a Christian church when I was a teenager, it was at least some semblance of about the neighborhood and about people. But when I see the things on the internet, which, like, when you see things on the internet, you only see the worst of the worst, you know? But it's really just become, when you see this stuff on the internet, it is just, yeah, like you're saying, blind obedience and control and manipulation. And somebody was even pointing out earlier the reason that the church teaches people to, like, spread the "you're going to hell" rhetoric is to make them feel isolated. So, like, you would probably have the experience and knowledge and understanding of this. So when a Christian, super religious person would say something along the lines of, like, to a homosexual person, "you're going to hell for being a homosexual," when they obviously get a "well, go fuck yourself" back that they're gonna get and they've earned, that makes the Christian feel isolated from the rest of the outside world, and they feel more connected to their religion, which is why you like, the best thing you can do with them saying that is, like, why would you think that, and, like, actually have a conversation with them.
Yes.
But at the same time, it's like they're so indoctrinated and they've had so many other people tell them to go F themselves. It's like they're too far gone. But yeah, no, I mean they're
I just feel like it's uh, not most, because I've met some pretty all right, like, Christians, right? But I feel like mm, it's just a cult accepted by, so, like, society.
well, I mean, like, I don't want to generalize. I'm not saying that the entire thing is. There's a
Yeah.
lot of good ones out there. The issue is that the radical branch of Christianity is starting to become more and more accepted culturally. Like, not the normal, good old fashioned, guy that actually does care to love everybody and wants to try to spread maybe just the message of loving everybody. Like, and caring and acceptance of one another, like, those ideal and philosophies are fine, which are still present in some churches.
Hmm.
But the radical religion, the radicalism of, like, I mean, like, I can't say too much of it on YouTube because, like, you know how YouTube be sometimes, but, like, I think we all know some examples of it if we're being honest with ourselves and we're not the radicals. That stuff's being more and more accepted and normalized in our culture. And it really, honestly, it doesn't help when we talk about it more and more, because, like, we should just condemn it. We shouldn't talk about it. We should just literally say, look at those psychopaths. We shouldn't call them Christians. We should call them what they are, like psychopathic religious fanatic sycophants, not including them in the religion. We shouldn't even call those people Christians anymore. When we are talking about them, we should just call them psychopathics, like psychopaths.
Yeah.
Because then we're putting down the rest of the actual good Christians, which makes them feel more connected to those people. We should just label them as psychopaths. But then the problem is that they go, oh, well, they're just condemning Christianity, which isn't what we're doing. We're condemning psychopaths. These people are psychopaths. There's,
Extremist.
yeah, I mean, like, you got preachers talking about breaking 9-year-old boys' fingers because he saw them with painted nails in public. Like, that's a psychopath.
Yeah.
And that is not the worst. I mean, you have a church here in the state that we live in that the preacher confessed to um having a relationship with a girl who is now 30, but the relationship started when she was a teenager, and he's been with her multiple times over the years. And the church stood up, surrounded him, and gave him a hug and told him they forgive him in front of the woman.
Oh my goodness.
Those are psychopaths.
Yeah.
So if you still call those people the same thing as you call yourself in your religion, then you're also a psychopath. I'm sorry, but you are, and I lump you in with them. You're no longer a Christian, you are a psychopath to me. But that is my viewpoint on
It's never hurt anyone to get a point across.
it. Hmm?
You shouldn't have to put anyone down. Just focus on yourself and what you believe. You don't have to drag others down.
And if your kid decides that he doesn't believe in the same religion as you right now, the only thing you're doing when you sell his toys online is pushing him further away from you.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Anything else you want to say on this one?
No, not really. I mean, you covered it all, really. I just think it's unrealistic that, the blind obedience. I mean, and it's taught at such a young age. I feel like a lot of people, a lot of kids, like, get trapped into that. Like, I know a guy who you can't even mention, like, the origins of, like, the birthday cake or church, or not church, Christmas or whatever. Like, you can't talk about that without him getting mad and needing to walk away. It's bad.
I mean, like, I have friends that I feel like I couldn't bring that up with because I feel like they would do the same thing. But I'm gonna start bringing it up around them. You know?
That's fair, yeah.
Yep. Because yeah, it just wouldn't go well. So
That's fair.
yep, yep. All right, well, I'm gonna move on to the next one because like I could go on this topic all. I feel like I could make a 5-hour video on this topic, honestly. To be sure.
I know it's a tricky one to stop.
Mm-hmm. So I'm gonna stop it here. So solely off this picture alone, we were just talking about churches, and this kind of reminds me of a fun story. Um, so the church I went to was a Southern Baptist, and I don't know what brought this on, but like me and this one kid that went there, we were both very big metalheads, and somehow somebody convinced the church to like host a metal band to play. And it was just me and this other metalhead kid, and like the rest of the church just standing in the back watching this metal band play, and me and him just fucking headbanging in the front row.
Goodness.
And everybody else uncomfortable as can be. Anyhow, yeah, that's my. Yeah, here we go. Wait. Were those two like actively trying to hit each other? Can you like pause play with spacebar? Like these two right here. With this like the kid with the red thing on, and that black kid, the kid with the black shirt walks up and punches him. Did you see it? Bam!
Maybe. I mean,
Oh!
she got wrecked.
Yeah, and lost her hat, but did you hear the duck quack?
Yes.
Quack, quack, quack! Was there a duck?
Yeah, somewhere. Somewhere far, far away.
I need to know if anybody else heard the duck quack. I Nobody's talking about the duck quack. I'm the only one hearing this.
No. No, it's there.
Oh, it's there. There's a duck quack. Why do I find this video so comical to me? I guess it's just because everybody looks like middle schoolers. Except for this one guy. Like these two guys.
Mosh pits are like kind of like you them expecting to get fucked up.
Oh yeah, bud. I mean,
At least I would. If I was like, you know what, I need to feel pain. And just get thrown around by it.
yeah, I don't feel like you go into this expecting to come out without some kind of blood coming out of you.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
where are they? They look like they're in like a moose lodge or something.
Well, it looks like one of those really big hotels, like one of those like lounges in them.
Oh, I could not imagine any hotel that would do that.
Like, what about like one of the like Las Vegas ones, right?
Or like a renting, like a place where you can rent.
That's what I'm talking about. Is like you rent out the like hotel's ballroom or whatever, and you just have a mosh pit. But if so, can you imagine how hard it's gonna be to clean the blood out of that carpet if that's carpet?
Just some peroxide. It'll be fine.
Uh,
Peroxide gets blood out.
oh, so that's the girl in the pink hat.
Hey, girly.
Anyhow,
Peroxide.
onwards and upwards. We bought a computer from you yesterday, and it won't turn on. Press the big
Press
button.
The big button.
Oh, here we go. I have.
Then try the cord at the back. Maybe it's disconnected.
I'll get a flashlight. Don't go away. I'll be fast.
Oh, why do you need a flashlight?
Well, it's dark. We don't have any electricity.
Or brain cells. Or brain cells.
Yeah, I lost all my brain cells in Nam. Mustard gas took them all. So I don't know why, but when I was a kid, I had this image of Vietnam where there was like a giant, like, billboard sign with a midget on it. And I don't know why, but whenever I think of Vietnam, I still think of a billboard with a midget on it. And I don't know where it came from, but it's an integral part of my mind that when somebody says Nam, I think of a billboard with a midget. No clue where it came from. Don't know the origin source of this, but it's a fact of my life.
How do you have money to buy a computer but no electricity? Like money to pay your electric? You think maybe you're prioritizing?
I love it that you're just immediately like, they're poor. Not like the power's out because of a storm or anything else. You're just like, those poor sons of bitches.
Yeah, listen though, that's relevant, okay? Because I grew up kind of like that, where like other things were paid for, but not the electricity. So
no, I understand that.
it automatically went there. Yeah,
no,
that's true.
I just love that that's your first thought. Is never any other excuse. It's just them poor sons of bitches.
Snowstorm, or a tornado.
Mm-hmm.
No, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think responses are totally trauma based. Yeah.
Yep. Nope.
Mm-hmm.
New house. A number of things that could have caused a power outage. So when we were like looking over this, you said this has to be fake, right?
I hope.
Let me tell you a wee story. I worked at a computer repair shop for anybody who might be new to this channel. And this lady walks in and she says to me in her kind old lady voice, my cell phone won't work. To which I said, well, what's it doing? And she said, nothing, it won't work. And I said, well, there's a lot of levels of it won't work, right? So let me take a gander at her. And I grab her phone, and it just won't turn on. So I'm like, okay. So I kind of flip it over and take a look at it and everything, and I'm like, well, there's no visual obvious problems with the phone. Looks brand new. And I'm like, so how long have you had the phone? She's like, well, I just got it yesterday, and it worked fine yesterday. And I got it this morning, and it wouldn't work. And I said, you got it this morning, and it wouldn't work, and it worked fine yesterday. And she's like, yep. And I'm like, okay. This lady was probably like 55. So not so old that she shouldn't know. And I take her phone, and I plug it into the proper charger, and it turns on.
Okay, can we play a fun game?
Mm-hmm.
So, when you tell stories and they're kind of like this, can we like pause and take a guess at what happened?
Okay, so there is a little bit more to the story.
Oh,
Um, so I said, well, it looks like your phone was dead. Did you not charge it last night? Can you guess why she didn't charge it last night?
because she didn't have electricity.
Nope. I mean, it seems like you're just deriving from this clip right here.
I am, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Nope.
She did not have a charger.
She had a charger. It
Oh, fuck. It wasn't plugged into the wall, was it?
was plugged into the wall.
Oh, what happened? Wasn't plugged into the phone.
So she bought the new iPhone.
Oh, no.
The new iPhones don't come with chargers anymore. So she had a charger from her old iPhone, but because the new iPhone didn't come with a charger, she thought they don't need charged anymore. She said, with her full grown adult woman voice to me in my whole big adult face, well, I thought that they just get solar charged or something.
Huh.
Mm-hmm. She thought that the screen just solar charged. All on its own. Without ever needing to plug in. And that was it.
I wonder. I really wonder what would happen if we took warning labels off of things and let natural selection work itself out.
Do we leave the directions? Because I think I need the directions still.
Yeah, that's fine. But like I'm sure somewhere in the directions it'd be like, "Hey, this gets whatever, you know."
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Just let them
Yeah.
fuck around and find out, honestly. So, okay, that tone of voice you used, is that the tone of voice like that very clear spaced? Is that the tone like the voice you use too?
Oh, yeah, no. I mean, like, so my customer service voice, I learned really early on when I was working there. Like, you want to project confidence, but you don't. You want to project confidence, so you want to sound with your voice like you're a little snooty, but you also want to say things in a really polite way. So you would do things like, hey, how are you doing today? So you're having an issue with your phone? What exactly is going on with it? It's not turning on, so it's a problem with like the battery, you think maybe?
But do you use that voice with like select people? Do you like did you like read people? You're like, "Oh yeah. This is going to be like the top tier level that I need to use."
I mean, like honestly, it was pretty generalized. It
Mm.
like at first I tried to read people, but after a while of working with tech, you kind of realize that so like you hear tech people be like, "No, old people are like the worst," and yeah, like old people. You generally always know that old people don't know what they're doing, and you do get some young people that do know what they're doing. Like you never get that out of old people, but you do get young people that are just as clueless. So you do want to always assume that a young person thinks that their phone runs off fairy dust and fart power because they're probably just as clueless as the like 90-year-old person walking in with a flip phone. In reality, they just have a false sense of grandeur because of their age and they think they know better than you. So you want to sound arrogant with your voice, but be polite with your words. It's the best way to get them to do what you want.
All right.
And
Customer
that
service tips.
is a pro tip from me to all of you today. Arrogant with your voice, but polite with your words gets you where you need to go when you are in a position of power.
Priceless advice. Thank you.
Yeah, just don't use it when you actually aren't knowledgeable, because then you just come off like a dumbass.
You know, Socrates once said, a man who admits to know nothing is smarter than a man who thinks he knows everything.
Well, that's my secret, is I actually know that I know nothing, but I know that I know just a little bit more than the average person.
Oh, yeah. I
So-
agree with that.
So here's the thing. My secret is that I know nothing. Like, when you actually break down my knowledge, I know that I know 5% of the knowledge on even the subjects I know the most about. I'm also aware that the general population of people know maybe 1%. So, I'm good. I'm doing real great things out here.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's with any subject. You can dive as deep like as you want or as shallow as you want.
Yeah, like
The world is your oyster.
unless you become a great expert at one very specific topic, I think I don't think you'll ever get to 100%.
Well, I mean, I definitely feel like people should be a jack of all trades, honestly. I mean, if you don't want to, that's fine. But, like, I feel like you're spending a lot of time on one. If that's your passion, that's fine. But my opinion is, at least for myself, is I'd rather know, 5% of, like, 100 different things than 100% of one.
Well, I think there's room for both, right? So, I mean, I think the best way that humanity could work is that we have the guys that are 100% on one thing, and then we have the jack of all trades listening to those guys and going, well, I know a little bit about this thing over here, and if you took that same concept and applied it to that would work really well. I mean, you introduce those two guys that know 100% about those two things, and then those two guys get together and they build something amazing, right?
That's fair, yeah.
So this is actually a fun concept, because it's like we actually just had this kind of like happen. I don't remember what it was with, but it's like we had these two concepts of science where I'm trying to think of what it was that we were trying to figure out. So I think it was with cement. So we've been trying to figure out how the ancient Romans built this cement that was like self-healing for like ever, right? Ever. And geologists have known for a long time that like limestone, and the way that limestone works when it is like heated and stuff, will cause this like fun little like trick with erosion where the limestone will kind of like melt away, but it like almost self-heals, right? Which is how caves and stuff are formed.
That's really cool. Yeah.
Yeah. So the geologists have known about that with limestone. But the people making like cement and studying the history of the cement in Rome were just like, how did they make this magic cement stuff? But it wasn't until these two specialists in very different fields got together and realized, oh, well, if you took this limestone and heated it and then mixed it in with the cement, the limestone, when water hits it, would melt and actually become a self-healing cement. Did we realize the way they made the cement was with the limestone? And that's what I'm saying, is like, if you take two people that are really knowledgeable in two different fields, you need that extra third person to be the go-between.
It's amazing what can happen if we just, just stop fighting each other and just fucking talk.
Yep. Isn't it, though? So anyhow, that's the video for today. I'm Missing Millions. As always, don't forget to hit the like button, leave a comment down below, and most importantly, since, I think like only 5% of you are subscribed at this point, don't forget to subscribe. And this is my friend
Soulfinder95.
And thanks for watching. We love you. Bye.
Bye.